Are you ready for some football? Hey, my man was cooking, man. But before we get into that, my name is Will. This is Brownstown TV. We're about to look at this Todd Monken press conference, his introductory press conference as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Let's get into it.
Wow, man, am I excited to lead this flagship, franchise, NFL franchise. I mean, it's been a long time coming. Really has been a long journey, and there's a lot of people as we get down the road here that I'm gonna have to thank. But I'm jacked. I mean, I'm excited to be with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, it's hard to even put into words. First off, I want to thank Dee and Jimmy, Whitney and JW for entrusting me in this opportunity to help build a winning team with the NFL's most passionate and dedicated fan base, including the Dog Pound.
That's right. Ain't no other. It's no other. Number one, okay? I know y'all be trying to, hey, look, people be trying to act like the Browns ain't got no fans. I don't know where y'all get that from. I mean, I know we ain't been particularly good since we came back. And true indeed, a lot of our fans are older because of the old generation, because of the Jim Browns and the Bernie Coles, or that, like, Brian Sipe. We got fans, bro. Number one, though. We the number one on the totem pole when it comes to fans. Just put it out there. But let's continue.
Secondly, I want to thank Andrew. Pointed that way, but you're right there. I want to thank Andrew Berry. Crazy enough, in 2019, when I interviewed here, my contact was Andrew, and actually was the first gentleman that I met with when I came in the building. And I could tell right away that our alignment and his clear vision for how you build a roster and how you develop players, we were aligned. And I look forward to being connected at the hip and building this roster to a championship level, consistent championship level.
Talk about it.
He mentioned the last few years, getting an opportunity to work with Kirby Smart and John Harbaugh, two of the elites in the game. When you talk about getting a doctorate in coaching, wow. I owe a lot to them. They entrusted me to elevate the offenses at both places, which is a credit to the staff we had and the players we had, because you can't do it alone. You absolutely cannot do this alone. It takes an army.
That's a fact.
And I owe a lot of gratitude to them. The one thing I learned being with both of them, I always thought I understood what it meant to confront anything that gets in the way of winning football. And what's interesting is they get to the same point. They just do it completely differently. But it's an art. Because ultimately, just like I would have with my son, just like our children, you're going to confront anything that gets in the way of helping them become the best version of them. And that's your job with something that you love. And that's something I've never taken for granted with any job I've ever had, is fighting to confront anything that gets in the way of winning football.
See, this is why I say he was the perfect man for the job, bro. We didn't know it at the time, but when you combine everything, like his knowledge, his football knowledge, his life experience, like, I mean, out of the candidates we had, for sure, he was the best. We got the best coach out there. That's what I think.
And I owe a lot to Coach Harbaugh. He hired me out of Georgia, took a shot on a college coordinator, trying to elevate Lamar in the offense, and I learned a ton. He is elite at messaging with a team, especially with an NFL team, and how you deal with players, and how you confront anything that gets in the way of winning without being confrontational.
Shout out Coach Harbaugh. People don't know. Coach Harbaugh, we know as Browns fans, but, them boys, they from Ohio, man. You know what I'm saying? They grew up Browns fans. Shout out, Coach.
I mean, that's an art. That's an art. Thank you, Coach. And then the last thing, I told myself I wasn't going to cry, for God's sakes. I want to thank my mom and dad, no longer with us, my brothers, Tony and Ted. College roommates, drove up here to be here today. My father-in-law, Chuck. My son, Travis, proud of the man you've become, and his fiancee, Hannah. And my wife, Terry, been together 40 years, been married 34. Of course, she would say that's probably 6, because you're actually married to the game. So, but it's been an unbelievable journey. Thank you. I love you.
To all the people out there, man, if you're chasing your dreams, don't give up, man. Just don't give up, man. You know what I'm saying? It took this man till he was 60. It took him till he was 60, man. Just don't give up, man.
Before I take questions, I just want to. There's something that I've kind of always lived by, as a position coach, as a coordinator,
Okay.
and I will as a head coach. And you know, Jim and Dee and Jimmy, they cut a check with my name on it. And you know what they expect? A freaking kick-ass football team. That's what they expect.
Yes, sir.
And you know what they want? They want to become a winning franchise that our fan base in our region is proud of. That's all they've been about, is how you build a winning franchise that consistently competes for championships.
And one thing, people be trying to knock Jimmy Haslam, saying he the worst owner in town. But what more could you ask for from an owner than to open his checkbook and say, "Hey, look, anything y'all need, I'm willing to pay for it, bro. Anything you need." What more could you want from a owner? I don't know.
You know what? My job is to prove it every single day, and I appreciate that. Thank you. And with that, let's go with some questions.
Let's
For
get to the
questions.
questions.
Raise our hands and introduce yourself, even though you may already know Todd. Reintroduce yourself to him. Mary Kay?
Hi, Todd. Welcome back. Mary Kay Cabot, Cleveland.com, Cleveland Plain Dealer. Well, I guess I'll start right off the bat with the question probably everybody wants to know. Will you head into this offseason with Shedeur Sanders as your QB1? And if not, what is your approach to the whole quarterback situation as you move into your new job?
Well, I think like any position on the team, that's still to be determined. Am I excited about Shedeur? Am I excited about all the quarterbacks in the room? Am I excited to coach this football team? Absolutely. I can't wait for them to get back and for us to get started.
You got to respect that. The truth is, we haven't had enough of a sample size to know really what Shedeur is going to be. So some people saying, "Oh, he being non-committal." Of course he is. You know what I'm saying? It could be Shedeur, it could be somebody else, or it could be Deshaun Watson for real. You never know. I wouldn't be surprised if he said it's open competition and he really meant it. I don't know if he's gonna do that, but I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Just like I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson ain't done for real. Just like I wouldn't be surprised if Shedeur took a leap and became, you know what I'm saying, a top 15, top 10 quarterback. So you never know. You got to get in there and develop these guys.
Joe?
Joe Reedy, Associated Press. Todd, you mentioned in a Harbaugh Coaching Academy video your 2019 stint here there was a lot of drama that the coaching staff couldn't control. Now that you're the head coach and learning from Kirby and Harbaugh, how do you manage that so that there isn't that drama?
Well, first off, I learned a lot in that 2019 season. I think you learn a lot. In fact, you learn a heck of a lot more when things aren't going well than when it is going well. And I learned a lot of things that I would have done different, and I think collectively would have done different. And I've seen it from a different angle, different point of view. But I'm ready to move forward with this team, the 2026 team.
Great answer. Great answer. Because Freddie was, hey, look, we all liked Freddie when he was the coordinator. But when Freddie became the head coach, he was on some bull jive. I don't know what was wrong with Freddie, man. I guess Freddie was trying to be, he wanted his team to be tough, but like, they ended up being like reckless instead of tough. You know?
Hey, Todd, Chris Easterling, Akron Beacon Journal. Just want to ask you, as a former quarterback, what is it you're specifically looking for in a quarterback? What is that trait? What are the traits that you
I
feel
didn't know
like
he was a former
are
quarterback.
critical for a successful quarterback, regardless of level?
Well, I'm just going to start with personality traits. I mean, when you talk about who's going to lead this team, who has the it factor, who has those characteristics that the team wants to follow and believes in them because the ball's in their hand every down. This game's going to come down to 2-minute situations, 4-minute situations where you've got to be able to execute at a high level. And we're just talking about some of the characteristics that you're looking for, let alone some of the physical traits that we'll get a chance to talk about later.
Let's go Scott,
Right.
Dan, and then Jimmy.
Hey Todd, Scott Petrick from the Chronicle Telegram. You said it was a long time coming. When did you first start to think about being an NFL head coach? And did you feel you'd come close before? And then what does it feel like finally now?
Well, first off, I played at Knox College, and my dad were high school coaches, and my uncles were high school coaches, so that was just a dream. But I've been part of a team since I've been 5 years old, the Purple Pounders of Wheaton, Illinois, and it's the coolest thing ever to be
Okay,
part of a
Midwest
team.
kids.
Let's just put it that way, okay? All I ever wanted to do was be part of a team and coach football. That's all. I mean, other than my mom making an Evel Knievel outfit or an astronaut, I was a football player every Halloween. That's
Evel Knievel? Evel Knievel was that dude back in the day. Let's keep it real. I'm old enough to remember Evel Knievel. He was one of them ones. Let's continue.
all I ever dressed up as. You name it, that's what I dressed up as. When I was a kid, everybody else was getting trains, they were getting Army men, I was getting football games. My dad, every single, the little vibrating football game or talking football or rubber band football, every single game I ever got was about football.
I had them football games too. Dang, I must be old, bro. Real quick, the people who had that game, you know the one where you turn it, it's a board and you turn it on and you put the little plastic men on there and they vibrate and move. You know, comment and say if you had that game too. I had that game too.
So all I ever want to do is coach and be part of a team. To me, it's not until you get into the NFL that you ever process like the opportunity could potentially be there to be a head coach in the NFL. Obviously, you have to probably reach the coordinator level to where that becomes a possibility.
Right.
And there have been times before where I've been close. And I believe God put you at the right place at the right time, and that is now.
Dan?
Dan Lobby, Cleveland.com. This kind of goes with Scott's question. Obviously, you've been saying it's a long time coming. Did you at any point think something like this wouldn't happen for you? And does that, I guess, does that make this opportunity more meaningful for you?
For sure. I mean, I'm not getting any younger. I mean, let's be real honest here. Although I'll say this, that the version you're getting of me now is a hell of a lot better than it would have been 15, 20 years ago. So I'll at least say that, okay? But you get to the point where this is God's plan. which is fine. To be an offensive coordinator in the NFL or even coach in the NFL, I don't think people really realize there's 32 NFL teams. There's approximately 68, I don't even know how many more there are, Power 4 jobs. So whatever job we have, be it in the NFL or a Power 4 school, there's only 100 of you in the whole world. That's all there is. Within a 30-mile radius, there might be 100 doctors, 100 attorneys.
Right.
You talk about a small group, talking about an elite group of men. So sure, there's a time where you think that's not going to happen. But very appreciative for the jobs that I've had and the players that I've been around and the coaches that have helped me get to where I'm at, because you absolutely cannot do it alone.
And real quick, that's why it's some bull jive when people be saying, oh, the Browns job is a bad job and people ain't gonna want to take it and all this stuff. The Browns, the Cleveland Browns is one of the 32 NFL teams, bro. I know y'all hate Cleveland for no reason, but the Cleveland Browns is in the NFL. They're not in the CFL. They're not in the XFL. It's not in the European football leagues. It's in the NFL. So if it's a job opening, somebody gonna want to take that job because it's one of 32. Let's continue.
Let's go Jimmy, then we're gonna go Ashley, then we're gonna go Terry.
Jimmy Watkins, Cleveland.com. Todd, you're known as a straight shooter. That's what they say about you. How do you set that culture of accountability in a way that doesn't turn players off, so to speak?
Great question. Like I said before, I think you have to hold the players accountable for what they say their dreams and aspirations are. And you have to find out what really do you want
Like that.
individually with your career, and then what do you want collectively as a team. And all you're doing is holding them to what their goals and aspirations are, like people did for me. I am who I am because my parents did that for me. They didn't do that to me. They did that for me. And that's the way I go about it, is I think everybody likes honesty till they don't like what's said to them honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I'm no different. I like being stroked in a good way. I'm no different. I don't like the other side of it. But that's how I've gotten a lot better. And the people that love you the most, they're going to be honest with you. But all it is finding out what are your dreams and aspirations, and then let's fight like hell to achieve them.
That was a great answer. So what he's saying is, you set the standard. What are your standards for yourself? And then once I find out what's the standards you got for yourself, I'm gonna hold you accountable to them and make sure you get there. You sound like a head coach to me, man.
Ashley Bastock, Cleveland.com. Just wondering, being in the division, like what your impression as a coordinator was of this defense, and if you've had a chance to talk to Jim or anything yet.
Give me that again, the last part.
If you've had a chance to talk to Jim Schwartz or
I
anything.
have. Okay, so with that, I've had a chance to talk with Jim. But it's been I apologize, to go against this defense 6 times over the last 3 years. Schematically, and more importantly, the players. Because ultimately, it's a player's game. That's what it is. It's our job as coaches to develop systems that allow your players to play fast. People talk about time speed. It's really not about time speed. It's about how they play on the field.
Real quick, it's probably the last time I'm gonna be pausing until the end, probably. I don't know. But the best defenses in the NFL history have all been simple. The reason why Jim Schwartz's defense is always good, because it's simple. It's attacking. Pretty simple. So I'm gonna just say that.
And that's developing schemes, in my opinion, or systems, as Coach Harbaugh used to call it, with elegant simplicity, where they can function at a high level and play fast. And that's what you saw all the time with the guys that are here and the players that we have. But at the end of the day, I say this all the time. From an offense or defensive perspective, it starts with having elite players and then having an elite coaching staff with you.
Facts.
And then you can call the game freely because of that, because of the talent you have, and then because of the players, I mean, with the coaches that help it come to life. You know, that's what makes a coordinator elite. It's not one individual person. And when we get ready for the Browns, when we used to get ready for the Browns, excuse me, I mean, it'll be more fun and not have to worry about chipping 95 every down and distance, I can tell you that.
Terry, then Tony, then Mary Kay.
I bet.
Terry Pluto, Plain Dealer, Cleveland.com. Two things, what you mentioned about the defense there. I'm just curious, where do you stand with Schwartz? Is he coming back, or what do you know so far?
Well, first of all, I think Jim is an outstanding defensive coordinator. I think we all would agree with that, but I think it's a little inappropriate for me to comment about that at this time.
And secondly, when you looked at the Browns from the outside, you just mentioned the defense, but just in general, you've been through some situations where it's been big turnarounds. I know Southern Miss, I think you were like 0-12 or whatever the first year, and that. What does it take to get, especially in the NFL, to get a turnaround situation going?
Perseverance, because it's hard. I mean, winning's hard. I mean, it is hard, but the reward is unbelievable. I mean, that's what was fun about the thoughts of being the head coach here. I mean, if you like a challenge, let's go. Let's get this to where we're the standard, and the time is now. The timing is now. It's hard. It's perseverance, mental toughness, surrounding yourself with the right people.
The time is definitely
staffing,
now.
and then player-wise that want to run into that smoke. Because not everybody wants to run that smoke. Not everybody wants to look at it like it's 4th and 1 every day. And it is. It's 4th and 1 every day.
Nate, then Mary Kay.
Definitely.
Todd,
Mary Kay, then Tony, then Daniel.
Yeah, Todd, on the day that Jim Schwartz supposedly left the building and said he wasn't coming back, Myles Garrett had a reaction to that on Instagram where he showed, someone hanging their head. Denzel Ward has said, I really want Jim Schwartz back here. So my question to you is, I know you can't go into detail about your convo with Jim, but what can you say to these players, or how confident are you that these players are going to like the direction that you're going to be able to go on defense, and will you be able to maintain the incredibly high standards of the defense even if Jim doesn't come back?
Well, first off, my anticipation is we're not going to change the system. Very difficult to go against. I'm not planning on changing the system. We're built for the system that they're in currently. And I'm not going to get into staffing.
Again, real quick, that's why I said for Jim to go somewhere else would just be kind of stupid. Because all he going to do is go somewhere else and be a defensive coordinator too. He's not going nowhere else to be a head coach right now. Maybe next time a cycle come along, maybe. But he a defensive coach. Like, people just don't want to hire defensive coaches like that nowadays. Unless it's just nobody else. I'm going to continue.
But that's not at this time to get into that. But they can be rest assured that we're going to keep the same system. We're still going to let them attack. We're still going to let them play free. I can't see any other way. They're a big reason why I took this job. The defensive players. I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz.
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
There you go. Talk heavy, Todd. Talk heavy then. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jim trying to act like he all high and mighty. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna do, man? Are you gonna leave or you gonna stay? I know you mad. You know what I'm saying? I got the job and you didn't. I get it. But come on, man. You already been a head coach. If anybody should know what it's like to be passed up on a head coaching search, or you know what I'm saying, like to be on your first opportunity. This is Todd Monken's first opportunity as a head coach. Like, come on, Jim. You gotta do better, bro. But that was spicy right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to end it there because I know the video long. I don't want to take up too much of your day. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man. What you think about the press conference? I think everything he said was correct. Everything. We got to see what's going to happen on the field. But, you know, so far, since he been here, I've been more than impressed. Let me know what y'all think, though, man. Like, comment, subscribe. For those that's liking and subscribing, I appreciate y'all. Those commenting, I appreciate y'all, too. I'm almost to 100. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. But at the end of the day got to end. But before it does, go Browns.
Here we go. Browns on three. 1, 2, 3. Browns.